Shalom, y'all, and welcome to ReligionWinked TV, where my spiritual ears stay. Welcome to this edition of Jussie Smollet's court update. It's been dismissed, and while Cardi B and Tasha K may be headed to court, let's talk about it, y'all. I will pull up my chat box. Thank you to those who show up, and thank you to those who don't. I appreciate you the same. I mean, everybody has a motive on these YouTube streets. So let's see what Jussie's is. Let's see what Cardi's is. Tasha K. I mean, let's just talk about it, y'all. When this song is done, I will come on and give you my opinion. I will read you some commentary about Jussie's case, and I will tell you what I know a little bit about Tasha K and Cardi B. How's everybody doing this morning? Did you guys enjoy the morning read? Thank you to the 24 or 22 views and 4 thumbs up. I am really grateful, y'all. Thank y'all so much. Little by little, the word of God is getting out there, right? The word is being spread abroad, like the love that you have in your heart. The Bible says, let the love of God shed abroad in your hearts, right? How many people wake up with this kind of attitude, with this kind of tenacity to live for God, right? Everything is mediocre. Everything is, oh, I'll just do what I have to do because this is required of me. God says if you're not doing it with a joyfulness in your heart and gladness of heart, he rejects it, y'all. This is ReligionWinked TV, and my spiritual ears stay. Jussie Smollet's case dismissed while Cardi B and Tasha K are headed to court, allegedly. So we all know that there's this lawsuit going on with Cardi B and Tasha K. And I watched Daytime Tea Time yesterday, and she broke that shit down like you never would believe. Basically, she pointed out the grounds that Cardi B may have to, sue Tasha K. And she also pointed out some things that Cardi cannot possibly sue Tasha K for. Hey, Super Chat, how are you? Welcome. Hey, what's going on? Hi. So we're just talking about Jussie Smollet's update. His court case was dismissed, and we're just touching some points on Cardi B and Tasha K. So Cardi B and Tasha K, we all know, been going head to head for some time now. Cardi tried to fight back with this lawsuit. I had an opportunity to watch Daytime Tea Time, and she was saying yesterday how basically there's prostitution, drugs, the whole stripping, and the herpes things being brought forth in court in this lawsuit. So she went through her video. I suggest you all go over there, like her channel, subscribe to Daytime Tea Time, because when I watched her video, she pointed out to me that Cardi B has multiple videos out there talking about how she drugged men to get their shmoney, how she pop pills and she's a drinker, how she, prostitute, and just, she call them tricks now, which we all know a trick is a John, and a John gives you money for your coochie or whatever, vice versa. So she was like, there's mad proof Tasha can use to debunk that, but the only one that will probably stand up, and Cardi has a leg to stand on, is the herpes. Again, if Cardi brings that to full force and can prove that she does not have the herpes, that may be the only thing that Cardi could sue Tasha K for, and or Star Marie as well. So I'm just sitting back watching where all of that is going with that lawsuit right there, because again, Tasha came back swinging hard as hell last night, or was it yesterday? I don't know when I watched her video, but she pointed out some things about Lovely T and Cardi B, and how we all end up to where we are, seeing Cardi trying to go hard at Tasha K. I'm going to try to pull up some information now on Jussie Smollet. Thank you to the 3 people watching. Please give me a thumbs up and share this video if you like. I appreciate it. Whatever's in your heart for this channel, the support, the love, I truly, truly, truly appreciate it, guys. So, let me just reiterate that Cardi B and Tasha K are on their way to court allegedly. There's a lawsuit out percolating around. The lawsuit mentions that Tasha K have done pretty much 23 videos over the last 14 months on Cardi B, insinuating she has herpes, that her baby was allegedly born on drugs, and that she's been prostituting and hoeing these streets since she's been around. The use of pills, and she wants Tasha K to take down the videos, but Tasha K came back harder than I've ever seen her before. Tasha K came out swinging with 3 or 4 bats yesterday. And you got to go check out her latest video, exclusive, something with Cardi's name on it. One of her last videos she did. But Cardi's asking them to retract their statements, take down videos. But Tasha brought some information out with Gossip in the City, how Cardi was paying Famous Gossip in the City allegedly $16,500 for videotapes that exposed her husband Offset having sex with other people. Go over there and watch that video, y'all. Tell Tasha K I sent you if you want to. Don't matter. But go watch that video, because Tasha made me, I was believing some things, but she made me believe Cardi is more desperate out in these streets than we know. And probably one of the things that I feel might have happened is that Tasha said she'll never take no money. She's not a sellout. If she has an article and wants to put it out, she's going to put it out. But Cardi has a history of buying people. Do you think she did this with Lovely T? That's why they're friends now. I mean, let's think about it, people. If Cardi B is out here paying one blogger, there may be other bloggers on her payroll as well. So, getting into Jussie Smollet. This is ReligionWinked TV, and my spiritual ears stay. Jussie Smollet, criminal case drop. Mayor calls it a whitewash of justice. What about the whitewashing of the world of the Most High God Christ in the flesh? What about the whitewashing of all the inventions that Black people did in this world, who no longer have the residuals coming in of their inventions? What about this? I was shocked when I read this. 1 p.m., 1:05 p.m. Pacific time. First assistant to Cook County State Attorney Joseph Maggots, who replaced Kim Foxx when she recused herself. I don't blame you, Kim. I would have recused myself off this case as well, because Jussie Smollet is full of shit. And so aren't these people who think he did not commit a crime that day. Listen to this, y'all. Says that he dropped the charges because Smollet doesn't have a violent criminal history, and lying about the alleged attack was not a violent crime. But was there any other crimes Jussie committed against the Black race, against humanity in general? Lying is of the devil. We all know that, John 8:44. So how do people support this? If not for nothing, he should have been charged for even making a false accusation, for even going so far to allow this to get to the point to where it went to. There's something with Chicagoans, because on January 29th, 2019, not only did Jussie Smollet lie, but we all believe Fabe lied as well when she said Chris the Stalker came to her house to harass her with a bag of groceries and goodies and toys and books for her daughter as well, right? We don't know what's going on in Chicago, but we also know R. Kelly is out there, allegedly was staying in a Trump hotel with his old slave ring of women. That was just, he was manipulating and dogging out and abusing women. What is it with Chicago and the lies that are being told out of it? Even R. Kelly tried to defend himself and say it wasn't true with his interview with Gayle King, but come on. Maggots says his office prioritized violent crimes in Chicago. So how come Y'all didn't make Fabe file a police report on Chris the Stalker. That man was at that lady's door. And there's no police report to it. That's more of a violent crime to me than anybody on YouTube saying you ugly, you got saggy titties, and you ain't no prophetess. But how they prioritize violent crimes in Chicago is not how the rest of the world prioritize these violent crimes. Because to me, somebody showing up at my door at 3 o'clock in the morning is more of a violation to me if I don't want his goodies and I don't want his bag of gifts. And if I don't want him, then somebody talking shit to me on these YouTube streets. We ain't prioritizing, are we? So it goes on to say that Maggie felt his office prioritized violent crimes in Chicago and felt this case wouldn't be the best use of resources. For the record, he says he made this decision alone without consultation from Fox because she knows she would have told your ass you dead wrong. That's why she recused herself. Generally, when people recuse themselves from a situation, they don't agree with it, think it's wrong, think the person should be charged, think the person is full of shit, think the person is lying, and they don't want no part of that because eventually it will come back to bite you because what's going to happen? Jussie feel like, oh, I got away with this. And remember, he did it because he was only getting paid $20,000 an episode from Lee Daniels on his famous show Empire. So Jussie said he had to do that to kind of come up with some money. Are you kidding me? Remember, they tell you the love of money is the root of all evil. I'll tell you evil is the root of all evil because Jussie Hart was evil to even come up with a scheme like this for some damn money. And did he get any money? I'm sure people donated, felt sorry, sympathy. You know, when people feel sorry for you, that motivates them to give even more. You got a lot of sorry-ass people in this world giving their money to sorry-ass causes, and they too sorry to realize it. How about that? He also squarely says he believes Jussie did concoct a hoax and lied about it to the police. That alone should have been a charge. But because when you have people, and this isn't being colorist, but Jussie clearly is not the black thug that come from the streets of selling drugs and have that upbringing. Jussie comes from this world of white, this world of entitlement. He's a celebrity. He's a star. But let me ask you this. If somebody in your hood got caught selling drugs for the first time, never have a criminal history, never had a past, never did a violent crime, they get the book thrown at them and end up in prison, right? So it goes on to say, even though Chicago PD and Mayor Emanuel ripped the state's attorney's office, Maggots made it clear he stands by the findings of the cops and believes they had the evidence to get a conviction. My question is, not for nothing, just lying and reporting a false report, charges should have been brought up. That's why I know the justice system does not work for everybody across the board. That's why I know celebrities and people of that status have a little bit more money, get a little bit more clout when it comes to going to court and getting arrested versus somebody that comes from the hood or is not so financially off, or, you know, financially stable. It goes on to say the obvious question is asked, why take the case to the grand jury only to drop the charges, right? Why make such a spectacle, spend all that money to get him before the grand jury to say, oh, he doesn't have a violent history, a criminal, you know, a violent, you knew that before you filed the grand jury charges, right? And to say, you know, basically, he lied to the police and we just gonna consider it a whitewashing. Huh? Whitewashing is when white people take over the identity of black people. Here, Jussie said it was white men who attacked him originally, right? And so with Jussie saying white men attacked him, it was MAGA. Isn't that a bit racist? Isn't that a bit wrong? I don't care what nobody said. Jussie should not for nothing be charged with lying to the police. People get away with way too much in this world He could have handled this situation a little bit better. If he wanted money or was embarrassed about how much he was getting paid on Empire, he should have stepped to Lee Daniels. Instead, I showed that picture of y'all where he kissed Lee Daniels in the mouth. Come on now. It goes on to say, check out Maggot's answers. A lot of people, and not just Chicago PD, won't buy what he's selling here. A lot of us didn't buy what he's selling here, but it's bought. Jussie's charges have been dropped, and this is where we are today in this world. BTW, Maggot says discussions have been going on for weeks with Jussie's camp about dropping the charges in his community service, all of which must be done in total secrecy because we know cops, the mayor, and others involved in the case had no clue this was going to happen. Again, secrecy, everything done behind closed doors. You never know what money was paid, what deals were made behind closed doors for Jussie's charges to be dropped. So Mayor Rahm Emanuel is very strongly hinting at corruption in the state's attorney's office, calling the decision to drop the charges against Smollet a whitewash of justice. If this was a white man, would he have been charged? If a white man did what Jussie did and said that two black men tried to attack him, hell Africa, just saying, the white people want to make America great again, and black people probably want to go back to Africa. What if it was a white man? Would it have turned out this way? The mayor added from top to bottom, this is not on the level. He called for accountability from the prosecutors. How about accountability from Jussie? Emanuel was joined by Chicago PD Superintendent Eddie Johnson, who said he didn't feel justice was served by letting Smollet off the hook. And I'm sure a lot of you people feel the same way out there. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. What's more, Johnson said, if Jussie was, in fact, innocent, he should have taken his day in court and not broker a backdoor deal in secrecy. I told you it was something going on behind the scenes. The bigger picture is Johnson feels the city of Chicago is still owed an apology, as he believes Jussie carried out a hoax. What about Fabe apologizing to her supporters and the town of Chicago, because we still have not seen that police report on Chris the Stalker, right? That was a hoax to me. I told you that went down because Sean Bradley was supposed to have his due diligence day in court against another YouTuber. And I'm telling you, sometimes your friends or people riding in your camp will get jealous and come up with a hoax like Chris the Stalker to take the shine off of you going to court against another YouTuber, because they have no real content. They have no real content at all. So when I got up that morning, I seen this stalker at her door and her cursing like a sailor and all this other stuff. I said, wait a minute. Ain't Sean Bradley supposed to be going to court on January 29th against this other YouTuber? So why is she up with these shenanigans and making a damn tool with an F on it? I ain't going to call nobody the F word OOL, because I'm smart enough to know that the Bible says you're in judgment of rock and hellfire when you call somebody a fool. But lo and behold, we have plenty of them in this world today, and they think other people are just as foolish as they are. But thank God for discernment, right? It goes on to say, Fox says Jussie Smollet has always maintained his innocence, and we are gratified that all charges against him have been dismissed. As for why they were dropped, you recall State's Attorney Kim Fox recused herself from the case. She reportedly had asked cops to stand down at the behest of Tina Tasha, Michelle Obama's former chief of staff and friend of Jussie's family. See, now we got, hey, Lashanae, how are you? Good morning, welcome. So now we got ties to the president, 44, Michelle Obama, being friends with Jussie's family. They all from Chicago. And we get to where Jussie's case is dismissed. See where it's all leading up to, y'all. And we already read that there was secret deals made behind the scenes. Every black man that gets charged like Jussie will not have President 44, will not have Michelle Obama as their friend. Will they get the same treatment Jussie just got off with? This world is crazy. It goes on to say, the conflict forced Fox to bow out. And I don't blame her, because if you bringing in Michelle Obama and Barack Obama on the side of Jussie, and we all know sympathy, here we go again. We all know if you love somebody, they could be right or wrong. I mean, they could be dead wrong, and you still going to side with them. So it goes on to say, the Cook County State's Attorney's Office tells us that the decision to drop all charges against Jussie was made by Joseph Maggots, the first assistant state's attorney who was placed in charge of the case after Fox's recusal, and not by Fox. It's still odd, it goes on to say. Sources tell TMZ the prosecutor in the case, as late as Friday afternoon, was making plans to handle issues involving cameras in the courtroom for the trial, and seemed completely unaware of plans to drop the case. They knew they were going to drop the case, y'all, way before they even got to court that morning. Thank you to the 2 people listening. I appreciate it. Please give me a thumbs up, like this video, share this video, and tell people about ReligionWinked TV on YouTube. I appreciate that. So it goes on to say, Jussie and his lawyer, Patricia Holmes, just addressed the media, and the takeaway message was simple. He's happy and wants to get on with his life. Holmes reiterated this was not a deal Jussie struck with prosecutors. Instead, they dropped the charges on their own, and he forfeited his bond. He forfeited his bond voluntarily. It wasn't a tit-for-tat situation. What do you think about that? Let me know your thoughts down below. Is this seeming to be a tit-for-tat situation? So we're going to go ahead and hear Jussie, in his own words, talk about him being vindicated. Give my computer a moment, y'all. It may be just a little slow, but I hit the button for it to play. Here we go. Okay. Let's see if this is going to bring it on. And again, this is from TMZ. You can go to www.tmz.com and look this information up, get this report, and pretty much, read the majority of it for yourselves.
Listen up, you maggots. We're going to take that bunker at Private Lewis.
Okay, I'm going to wait for this commercial to go through, and then once Jussie comes on and start talking, I will let you all hear what Jussie has to say about him being vindicated in his own words.
I just made a couple notes. First of all, I want to thank my family, my friends, the incredible people of Chicago and all over the country and the world who have prayed for me, who have supported me, who've shown me so much love. No one will ever know how much that has meant to me, and I will forever be grateful. I want you to know that not for a moment was it in vain. I've been truthful and consistent on every single level since day one. I would not be my mother's son if I was capable of one drop of what I've been accused of. This has been an incredibly difficult time, honestly, one of the worst of my entire life. But I'm a man of faith, and I'm a man that has knowledge of my history, and I would not.
All right, guys, it's buffering a little bit, but Jussie just said he's a man of faith, right? LaShawn Wiley says, I truly don't have an opinion on it. I haven't followed it that much. Okay, I did a couple of videos when it first came out. Hold on one second.
I just wouldn't. So I want to thank my legal counsel from the bottom of my heart. And I would also like to thank the state of Illinois for attempting to do what's right. Now, I'd like nothing more than to just get back to work and move on with my life. But make no mistakes, I will always continue to fight for the justice, equality, and betterment of marginalized people everywhere. So again, thank you for all the support. Thank you for faith, and thank you to God. Bless y'all. Thank you very much.
Do you have any words for the LGBTQ community and the folks who have supported you?
That I am you, that I stand with you forever.
And they've supported you throughout all of this?
I love them. I love them. I'm one of them, so I love them.
And you've been getting a lot of congratulations today from folks? on this day? Yeah.
Congratulations.
How about your cast members?
They're wonderful. They're my family.
Yeah, and they've been sending you praise
They've
and
been
love today.
wonderful. Everybody's been wonderful the whole time, the whole ordeal.
Okay, guys, let me stop it right there. So Jussie said he's a man of faith. I like to ask people, why doesn't your faith kick in before you go out and commit these crimes or do these things and tell these lies? Shouldn't that be the first person or first thing you go to is your faith? And it's not until people get in trouble or standing before the masses looking like a dang tool with an F that they say, I'm a man of faith. I'm a woman of faith. Where was your faith when you on January 29th? Where was it? Let me know what your thoughts are down below about that. So Jussie went on to thank everyone who supported him through this case and maintained he'd been truthful and consistent throughout the case. He also added that he would never put the LGBTQP movement through a fire like this. He also thanked his Empire cast members for their support. Now, remember, I told you, good morning, Lisa. How are you? Welcome. I told you guys, I did a video. I think it's the second video I did on Jussie Smollet. And in that video, I showed you guys where when Trump was being elected or selected for president, that the whole Empire cast did a video and it sounded very racially undertoned to me. They were definitely against Trump. And now we see that Jussie got his case dropped, right? His charges have been dropped. And the district attorney wants to call it a whitewashing of justice. And I told you the whitewashing that I know about is back way before the inventions of black people during slavery in the 16, 17, 1800s. There was a black man, the Messiah, named Yeshua. And now he looks like a white man named Jesus. That's whitewashing, people. So again, I'll say to you, if it was a white man saying two black men beat him up, would this case have turned out the way it is? And we have to take into consideration, we heard that Jussie knows President 45 and his wife, Michelle Obama. They were making secret deals behind the grand jury's back by the time to the moment he stopped to take a few selfies with fans on his and causing us not the evil things or the wicked things or the shameful things of the world. And there's this, guys. Federal law enforces sources to tell Jussie a letter that says you're to racist and homophobic slurs in it, but Jussie just said he is for, yeah, he is said him and his people are the ones who sent the letter to Fox News when the letter first, the letter is going to come up in this article and I can read the letter to you again. But that was sent to him at Empire Studio 8 days prior to the alleged chat. So what about that? What about including these slurs and making it seem homophobic because he is a gay man that plays a gay actor on the hit TV series Empire? Is this all tying into you? Is this kind of making sense? Is this, you know, Jussie Smollett acting at his best? Then it goes on to say, you'll recall the Chicago PD superintendent claimed Jussie sent it to himself, but our sources say the FBI have not reached that conclusion yet. So if Jussie, Lisa Lashane said good morning. So if Jussie sent this to himself, is that not a crime? Is he really for the LGBTQ and P community? That's polyamorism and pansexual. They sleep with everything in the LGBTQ community, according to Mona Simone. That's her word, not mine, y'all. I'm just adding it here because there is some people in this world that's pansexual, polyamorism, and all this other stuff that will sleep with the lesbian, the gay, the transgender,